Picture a desert stretching out under a merciless sun, flat and lifeless, carved into the earth like a giant sketchbook. Massive shapes, animals, plants, perfect lines, etched so big you can't see them from the ground. You'd need to soar above, high in the sky, to grasp their scale. This is Nazca, Peru, home to one of the strangest wonders ever found, the Nazca Lines. Created over 2,000 years ago by a people who vanished into history, these geoglyphs defy explanation. A hummingbird the size of a football field. A spider sprawling across the sand. Straight lines running for miles, flawless as if drawn with a ruler. Why build something so grand, only visible from above? Were they art? Worship? Or runways for visitors from the stars? Buckle up, we're diving into a mystery that blurs the line between human hands and alien minds. Let's start with the basics. The Nazca Lines were made by a pre-Inca civilization between 500 BCE and 500 CE. They scraped away the reddish topsoil, exposing lighter earth beneath, forming shapes that have lasted millennia. The desert's dry, windless air preserved them, no rain to wash them away, no storms to blur the edges. Archaeologists count over 70 figures, a monkey with a coiled tail, a whale, a tree. Then there are the lines, hundreds of them, some stretching 30 miles, straight as arrows. From the ground, they're just odd trenches. Climb a hill or take a plane, and they snap into focus, a gallery of giants, staring up at the heavens. The Nazca people had no flight, no drones, no way to see their work. So who were they showing it to? Making these wasn't easy. Picture this. No metal tools, no wheels, just stones and sticks. Teams of people, hauling rocks, scraping dirt, plotting paths across a brutal landscape. The precision's uncanny, lines dead straight over hills and valleys, shape symmetrical to a fault. Scientists say they used stakes and ropes, simple surveying tricks. Maybe. But the effort? Staggering. Some figures took years, generations even, all for a view they couldn't enjoy. The Nazca weren't rich, they scratched out a living with basic crops, battling drought. Yet they poured their energy into this, a project that screams purpose. A message? A map? Or something we can't fathom? That's where the theories ignite. The safe one first, archaeology says it's religion. The Nazca worshipped nature, water, mountains, sky. The animals might have been offerings to gods, begging for rain in a parched land. The lines? Paths for rituals, walked in ceremonies to summon divine favor. Shamans tripping on cactus juice, tracing sacred routes, there's evidence of that. Pottery shows the same shapes, tying it to their culture. It's tidy, grounded, human. But it stumbles on one question: why so big? Why make it visible only from above, beyond their reach? Gods don't need aerial views, people do. Unless those gods weren't spirits, but something else entirely. Enter the wild card, aliens. In 1968, a Swiss writer named Erich von Däniken dropped a bombshell in his book Chariots of the Gods. He called the Nazca Lines runways, landing strips for extraterrestrial ships. Those straight lines? Perfect for takeoff and landing. The figures? Signals, markers, saying, "Here we are," to crafts buzzing overhead. Von Däniken saw the Nazca as primitive stargazers, guided by visitors who taught them tricks, like how to carve a desert into a cosmic billboard. It's bold, crazy even, but it sticks because it fits. The lines do look like airstrips from above. And the Nazca were obsessed with the sky, their myths, their art, all point upward. Were they calling out to someone who'd already landed? Skeptics scoff, of course. Runways? The soil's too soft, planes would sink, let alone spaceships. And why pictures of spiders and birds, not techie symbols? Science leans on the ritual idea, or says it's art, an ancient flex of skill and unity. But Von Daniken's fans fire back, maybe the ships didn't need solid ground. Anti-gravity, hover tech, stuff we can't imagine. The figures could be code, a language we don't crack. And here's the kicker, other sites, like Peru's Palpa region, have similar lines, some older, some weirder. A global pattern? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, Nazca's just one piece of a puzzle stretching from Egypt's pyramids to Easter Island statues. All built big, all aimed at the sky. Then there's the middle ground. What if it's astronomy? The lines align with stars, constellations, solstices. The spider matches Orion's belt. A straight line tracks the sun's rise on key dates. The Nazca could have been mapping the heavens, a calendar for planting or praying. Smart, practical, no aliens required. Except, why the scale? A small star chart would have worked. This feels excessive, extravagant, like they wanted to be seen. And some lines don't match any known stars, random, or tuned to something lost to time. The more you dig, the less it settles. Every answer spawns a dozen questions. Here's the eerie part. The Nazca civilization collapsed around 600 CE. Drought, famine, maybe war, they faded into dust, leaving their lines behind. No records explain them. No descendants to tell the tale. Just silence, and those shapes staring up. Modern planes fly over daily now, tourists snapping pics, but the desert keeps its secrets. In the 1940s, pilots rediscovered them, stunned by what they saw. Since then, we've probed, measured, guessed, still no consensus. Vandals have scarred some lines, trucks cutting through, yet they endure, defiant. UNESCO guards them now, a world treasure, but the why stays out of reach. So what were they? A cry to the gods, etched in sand? A star map for a people who dreamed of the cosmos? Or runways for beings who crossed the galaxy to meet them? Imagine standing there, the sun scorching your back, those lines stretching to the horizon. Feel the weight of it, 2,000 years of mystery, whispering up at you. Were the Nazca alone, toiling for their own sake? Or watched, guided, by eyes we'll never see? Next time you look at the stars, wonder, did someone draw a line back then, hoping we'd follow it? The Nazca Lines don't answer, they dare us to ask. Subscribe now and unlock the world's most captivating mysteries, one file at a time.